today I have Lucy Pellhand with me. She's the selling supervisor from downstairs. Lucy's been with us for how long?
Almost 3 years.
3 years. Started on the local box sales team. So many of you already know Lucy, but for those that do not, Lucy's going to talk today from the sales perspective again, like Matt, of what are some things they do to increase client engagement and the importance of the account coordinator role during the sales pitch. So with that, I will turn it over to Lucy.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Lucy Pellhand. I've worked downstairs, like you said, for almost 3 years now. Started whenever we were a very, very small team, and there were only a couple of you here now that I've recognized. There's a lot of new faces, which means obviously a lot of growth within the company, which is really, really good. But with that being said, you know, we used to be able to sit right next to each other and communicate a little bit easier. And so now, with that being said, you know, growing and consistently building new people, we're kind of having to go back and communicate with you guys a little bit better moving forward. But Michael asked for me to talk to you guys about a couple of different points of how we engage with our customers on a frequent basis. And, you know, going through the entire sales process from the beginning to the end, that's our goal, is really to keep them engaged and to ask questions and make sure that they know the benefit of speaking with us. And it's really similar for you guys too, because there's a huge benefit for them talking to you and engaging with you on a monthly basis. You know, making sure that we're actively listening, and you know, through the sales process, we call it discovery, but simply it's just asking them questions to help them engage within our conversation, making sure that they are in that conversation as much as we are. We're not just talking throughout the whole thing, but we're asking them about their current state. You know, how are you guys doing right now with your marketing and your business? And so on the phone with you guys, if that customer is being short with you, or they just say they don't have time, you know, well, how are you experiencing this marketing? And you know, is there something on our end that we could help you with? Just to get their feedback is always a really good thing. But in sales, as well as you guys as well, you know, following up is hard. If we have a great appointment with a sales rep, or if they have a great appointment with us, and we're like, okay, this is definitely happening, they're becoming a customer, and we can't get a hold of them to sign the contract, or we can't get a hold of them to get payment information, that's really similar with your experience if you guys can't get a hold of them for your monthly reporting phone call. So an example of voicemails that we'll leave, the first one I like to just use like my regular voicemail. Hi, this is Lucy from Vivial. I'm trying to get a hold of you to talk to you about the appointment that we went through and starting up a program. If you could give me a call back, you know, and then my number and so forth. And if they don't call me back, a lot of times I'll leave them a shorter voicemail. 9 times out of 10, they will call me within those 2 voicemails, but the second one will sound something more like, hi, this is Lucy. I'm trying to get a hold of H&H Plumbing. If you could give me a call back, here's my number. Thanks. In 3 years, I probably had 2 people that got mad at that, and I apologized to the one guy, and he started laughing because he's like, oh, I know exactly what you're trying to do, get a hold of me. But it really does work. And then if you can't get a hold of them after that second attempt, I usually leave a more descriptive, benefit-filled voicemail. Hey, this is Lucy from Vivial. You express interest in our package, and I know that you're having a really hard time with your marketing right now. I'm trying to get a hold of you to make sure that, you know, we can get this started as soon as possible, so you start having a better experience and get you those leads that you need right now. So it could be very similar with you guys, because you know, going down the sales process into the pitch, how we position you guys is very important. Making sure that expectations are set properly is essential for their experience. But in every proposal that I put together, and a lot of the sales reps that report to me also put together, has in that proposal description of you guys, because you're a huge benefit to our customers. There's 2 main things I hear from people all the time. One is, hey, you know, my friend did my website, I can't get a hold of them, you know, I haven't made updates forever because they never call me back. 2, I have no idea what I'm getting for the money I'm paying, there's no reporting, you know, I'm spending hundreds of dollars each month I have no idea if it's working or not. So those are two things right off the bat you guys help with. You help solve that problem. You show them how to use the dashboard. You can show them results. And you guys on a monthly basis are reaching out to them to show them these results and really engage with them regularly. So making sure that that's part of the sales pitch is very important. It's important to us as well as you guys, and they hopefully are expecting to talk to you. I always tell them, especially with higher dollar accounts, you definitely need to carve out about 20-30 minutes a month to make sure that you're engaged with them so your account can perform, because we aren't plumbers, we're not contractors, you are, so you've got to be able to tell your account coordinator a little bit more about your job so your content can be right, and so on and so forth. But I guess the last point that I wanted to make was, when we were a small team and there were maybe 11 of us sitting over there, it was easier because we were all in close quarters and we were able to kind of see the struggles of one another and work with each other a little bit, and make sure that we were communicating regularly. So, making sure that the sales reps really, if there's some type of customer that maybe they're elderly, maybe they have a hard time understanding English, or maybe they, during that sales pitch, they understand that customer might push you guys a little bit more, and you need to more or less be like, no, this is what we're able to actually do for you. I think it's important that the sales rep reach out to you guys and let you know, just so you're not taken by surprise when that person's like, oh no, I thought you were going to post on Facebook for me. And it's okay for you guys to say, no, that's not what we do. We're going to go ahead and promote those posts for you, and make sure that we're targeting a specific audience. But, just having communication, and making sure the sales rep is reaching out to you if there is a scenario like that, and then on your end, you guys reaching right back. I think that it's great if you guys can't get a hold of somebody, or you're having maybe a hard time reaching out to the sales rep. Hey, do you mind jumping on a phone call and just jumping on and helping us out? I think that would really benefit this account, and I think that anybody, especially on my team, would be more than happy to do that, because at the end of the day, we're a team. And the team's name is Vivial, and our goal is to grow customers, bring them here, you guys retain them, and then hopefully upsell them later, and have them leave us a really nice review. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Lucy. Very well said. Extremely important for us to continue to build that partnership with the sales team. So like Lucy said, as we've grown and they've grown as well, making sure that we are doing everything we can to communicate both back and forth with them on important details of the accounts. And when it comes to increasing client engagement, like Lucy said, they're pitching us as a big differentiator of why people should sign up with Vivial. So making sure that we are living up to those expectations. Ask the client right out, am I meeting your expectations for what you were expecting of me as your digital account coordinator? To see if there's anything different that they're expecting, and also that they are aligned with their expectations of those monthly review calls. Like Lucy said, sales is telling them those things, that you need to carve out X amount of time every month to talk to your account coordinator, making sure that we are reaffirming that with them so they are continuing that communication path with us. So now I'll turn it over to Dennis, our featured AC for today.
Morning. Good morning.
He will tell us in his own words what the client experience means to him, and turn it over to Dennis.
The biggest thing I take away from this is I'll give you a quick rundown on my experience. I've owned a photography business for a lot of years, then went into working for Dayton Business Journal and advertising sales for them, then Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce, then started my own advertising marketing company from there, working with strictly small businesses, because one thing I learned over the years is they know how to build left-handed widgets, but they don't know how to sell them. They don't know how to present them online, and this is, as it's morphing more into the digital age, they really don't know what to do. So my ability there that I bring to the table is being able to relate to them, because I have that experience that I can bring with this to quickly find out who they are, what they are, find something in common that we can talk about, which is what everybody deals with here every day. I have more experience than others here, so it's kind of hard to, if you're fairly new with us, to relate to a guy who is a well pump guy. You don't know, I mean, you don't understand it, you don't know what it is, but you try and relate to them somehow that way. That being said, I have a little story as far as one that I related with was a couple years ago we had a guy who was sold a website, Elizabethtown Gun Shop, down in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. And I was getting ready to onboard him for his site, a little 3-page site, wasn't anything else with that. I'm not a gun enthusiast, so I didn't know what to bring to the table with this when I started talking to him. And then I wasn't sure what I was going to bring to the table with this gun-toting son of the South that I was going to be, where I was going to go. So I called, and the name on the account said Jim. So I asked for Jim, and he goes, I go by James. Don't call me Jim. So we're off to a great start there. This is going to get even better. So we started talking through a little bit. He had also purchased at the same time an e-commerce site where he could sell guns there, and he was trying to figure out what to do with it. So we talked through putting the link on the site, and really again trying to figure out a way to relate to this. We started talking through some different things. Again, I'm not a gun enthusiast, so we started talking about the kill Bambi season, kill Daffy Duck season, all these different seasons that relate to them, and put those in place on his website. And then with the e-commerce attached on there, it just started going through the roof. The hits on there were working well, and each month I was relating to him how well it was running and how this local site that we had put up for him was working locally, whereas the e-commerce site was helping him on a much broader level. So over the time, that got better and better. We were able to connect a little better because we were talking more about the outdoors. Turns out we're both Land Rover enthusiasts, so I won him over that way, and it really worked out very well. Excuse me. So over time, the account goes away from me, and there's a couple of things that he had issues with, and it's now with Morgan. So I just happened to be walking by one day, and she was having an issue with that because he was trying to put more photos on there. He's getting more, learning more about it. So we talked him through that real quick. It's probably 6 or 8 months ago. And then 2 months ago, I got a call out of the blue, and he said, "Hey, it's James. I know you're not my guy anymore, but your sales rep came in," and he said, "He's a young kid, a real nice guy, but he doesn't know a dang thing. So can you talk me through this?" I said, "Absolutely." He said, "Okay, I got something that says ODEAPEL2 and my website. What is all that?" So I took the time, explained to him what it was, what the features of it, the benefits, how it would relate to him, how he could work with that. And he goes, "I knew you're my guy." He said, "I know you're not with me anymore, but he said, I appreciate having to talk to you, and you can answer my questions." So, that brings to the table, what does the T stand for in TDAP? Trusted. I was trusted enough by him for him to call me a couple years later after I didn't even have the account. You all have accounts on there that people trust you. You may not know what they are yet, but they are there that you can actually know eventually that they're going to trust you, so they're going to call you and ask for recommendations. It's just a matter of building up, finding out which ones those are, and from there, from that trust that's built up, comes the referrals, comes the upsells, comes everything that helps with the sales side of things. So this is a very cyclical thing as far as them selling it coming to us. We go back and bring it to them saying, I have an upsell, or I have a recommendation, I have a referral, I have all these things that come through that. So we've worked very tightly with them. Doesn't seem like it. Every account I've worked on that Lucy has sold, there is no issues. Never is, because she's very good at explaining expectations, setting the right level of what should happen with those. But whether the client listens all the time, we don't know. But the fact that they trust us over this time really brings to light how well we do work with them. May not seem like it sometimes. Some days it's like, crap, I gotta call this guy. But it ends up being a win for you in the long run. So that's pretty much what my take is on it, is that we are the trusted source here. I was here not from the beginning of the channel, but toward the beginning, and where we were then and where we are now, I would have never envisioned it. You guys are doing an amazing job, and it's so much, it's as much as it seems like there's not a lot going on with it, or there's little kinks here and there kind of thing, to get this machine running the way it is pretty amazing. So know that you're doing a great job, and that you are that trusted source for these guys. That's what I got. Who's my challenge today?
Very good. So let's see who you're going to challenge here.
Let's see. Okay. Where's she at?
Ty Estep. You and me, we're doing this.
So Dennis and Ty must submit their best call today, where they confirm with the client, am I meeting your expectations as your account coordinator? As well as making sure that the client is also aware of their expectations for their monthly contact or whatever that contact cycle may be that you have them on. So submit your best call today, and that's all I've got. Thank you guys. Make it a good one.